Hello everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal, joining you on Tuesday, which is of course transfer deadline day. I'm recording this at about midday today, so we have about 11 hours left of the transfer window at the time of recording this. Obviously by the time you're watching it, it could be, well, I have no idea what time you're going to be watching it, so it could be way closer to deadline. But as it stands, this is the latest when it comes to Arsenal and what could be happening today, what I expect to happen today. But again, remember, I'm recording this at 11:58 p.m, so an awful lot of things can change very quickly on a day like this. Okay, let's get going, shall we? The big story of the day, Jorginho. After all the talk about Moises Caicedo, the bids, the turn down bids, the statement from Caicedo, Brighton's stance, Arsenal have accepted defeat in their chase of the Ecuador international, and they have turn their attentions to Jorginho at Chelsea, a player who we all know Mikel Arteta admires greatly, has had interest in before, and now that deal is very close to being done and signed off. Jorginho is at Arsenal as I talk. The training ground, been going through his medical. Deal has been agreed between the two clubs. £10 million initial fee, potentially rising to 12 million with add-ons. Jorginho will sign an 18-month contract with an option of another year. So he will be the new, barring any massive late collapse or something happening, he will be Arsenal's new midfielder to come in and provide cover for Thomas Partey over the second half of the season. Now, understandably, this has generated an awful lot of debate amongst the fan base, which I can absolutely understand. I'll talk probably a little bit more about that, or my thoughts on Jorginho, once it's happened, once I've seen the quotes from the people involved, and it just feels like a video I'll do tomorrow or Thursday, really sort of giving my opinion on the whole thing. But just in terms of the facts, those are the facts when it comes to the potential deal for Jorginho. I don't know when it's going to be announced. By the time you're watching this, it could be announced, so we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, we know what he brings. He brings an awful lot of experience at the top level, at international level, to a team who are going for the title, who needed cover in midfield for Thomas Partey, and he does that. He won't need any time to settle. He's obviously adjusted to the Premier League. He already lives in London. So, you know, there's all that when it comes to sort of ticking the boxes, but I can absolutely understand some of the thoughts of fans on this one, how wary they are about doing deals with Chelsea for aging players. I can understand that all 100%. But yeah, I'll give my thoughts on it a little bit later on in the week when I've really had time to digest it and seen what people have had to say about the potential transfer. But I fully expect that one to go through. Like I said, barring a dramatic late collapse, that is going to be happening. He's been at Arsenal since this morning, undergoing his medicals, putting the finishing touches on the deal. And like I said, 18-month contract with an option of a further year, £10 million could potentially rise to 12 million. So not breaking the bank by any means for him. 18 months is not the longest of deals either, so it's not like you're tied down into anything for the long term when it comes to a player of 31 years of age. And perhaps most importantly, it leaves an awful lot of money in the bank for the summer, and we all know where Arsenal are going to be looking to spend that money, or the majority of that money in the summer, and that is a certain Declan Rice at West Ham. And you would think having this amount of money left over from the pot that they had for January is only going to help with that, and they're going to need plenty of money for that, especially given the competition they're likely to face for Declan Rice. It might not be an easy deal to do, and yeah, so this may well help in that. But again, we'll talk, but I'll give my thoughts, more measured thoughts on the whole thing a little bit later on in the week. But that's the latest when it comes to Jorginho and Arsenal.